Hey everybody, Lisa Rowberry here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about element warmers. I'm pretty excited about this because as I have been purchasing more and more element warmers, I'm finding things that I like and then I'm finding things that I don't like. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I'm looking for now when it comes to element warmers. So, and then also to see if maybe you're having the same experiences. I know with a few of my friends who I have shared some of this information with, they've actually agreed with me. So I figure, what a great video opportunity. So I'm going to share with you a few of the warmers that I have. I think I have only one other element warmer. I've got one here and I've got four here. I think I have one more that I'm not sharing just because it's very similar to a couple of these others and it's not available anymore. So, okay. Here is what I mean when I'm talking about an element warmer. So this is the Isabelle warmer. So pretty. This was actually my first, was this my first? This was my first element warmer. I purchased this just because it's really, really pretty. I like how it's very petite, it's kind of dainty, it's very feminine. I think it's so pretty. The color of it is so pretty. It's got this like silver lining on the dish as well as the base. It's just really pretty. So I thought, you know what, this would be a really nice piece to go in my room. So that's why I decided to purchase this one. And what I wound up finding that I really like is the fact that since it has no bulb, in my bedroom, it's not gonna keep me up at night, because when I would have some of our warmers can be a little bit on the bright side and it can tend to like keep you up. So I was not as sensitive to it as my husband was, so we wound up just moving the warmer outside of our bedroom. But this one actually sits on my nightstand. There's no light, so there's no issue. Also, since there's no light, my husband doesn't know when it's on. Granted, obviously he can smell when I put like fresh new wax in there. He can definitely smell it. But when I've got like a few warmers on in the house, he doesn't know if this one's on or not unless he looks in the back. There's a little light here to show you when it's on and off. So most of the time he doesn't know when it's on. So I really like that. So when I realized that that was the case, I was like, I need all of the element warmers. Give them all to me. He's caught on since then, but I can still trick him from time to time. So I really like that. I like this particular style the best, and I'll show you some different, I'll explain a little bit more as to why I like this style. But it's got, you know, your dish comes off and you've got your hot plate here, and then you put your wax right in here. The Isabelle warmer is a 12 watt, I believe. This is a 12 watt warmer. So I find personally my favorite are the 12 watt element warmers. I feel like they do the best job at dispersing the scent. I like this particular dish the best because it's a more wide dish. It's not super deep. So the wax is melted evenly. There's a lot of it that's on the like melting point, I'm calling it. And it does a really good job at, like, I don't have an issue with throw or anything like that when it comes to these warmers. This warmer. Let's move on to the next one. You guys can see kind of where I'm going with this. So my second warmer is this beautiful etched copper. I love this one as well. If you are a rose gold fan or a copper fan, this is a beautiful piece. Once again, you have your little indicator light right back here so you can see when it's on and when it's not. You have your dish, very similar to the Isabelle warmer in the structure and the size, all of that. It's virtually almost identical, just in different styles, but same type of piece. So you've got your nice wide, shallow dish here, and you've got your nice wide hot plate. So this is also a 12 watt, I believe. This is a 12 watt, my favorite. I love the 12 watts. They do a great job at throwing the fragrance pretty well through a nice open room. I've never had an issue with the 12 watt warmers, so I really like this design as well. Next, my newest addition, if you saw my haul, The butterfly atrium. I love this. It's so pretty. It's so feminine. It's so girly. I love everything about this. It's so perfect. And honestly, something that someone had told me, they're like, actually, I really like that because I have a cat that's super curious. So this little cage, if you will, I'm sure that's not actually what it's called, but this little piece that goes right over the wax dish is going to keep any curious fingers or anything out of, or paws, out of the wax. So that's really great. It's also very sturdy, so it's not gonna like bump over super easy. So I like that as well. Inside here, we've got your dish, and this is a nice shallow dish. It's a little bit smaller than these other two dishes. Let me just show you. It's a little bit smaller, but honestly, it's pretty shallow, and it's not terrible. I think it's great. This honestly, this warmer performs really well for me. This is not a dud or anything like that. You've got your hot plate here. It's more square rather than circle. Like I said, you've got your shallow dish. This just sits right on top. As always, you have your indicator light right back here. This one I believe is a 10-watt warmer. This is 10 watts, and this performs just fine. I have no issues with this. I love this piece. It's so pretty. I can't believe I waited as long as I did to actually purchase this piece. This one I was on the fence about. The only reason I was on the fence about it is because I don't need any more warmers. But this is just so pretty. I was like, I don't care. I will sell some of my warmers or something, but this needs to go up. So I love this. It's so perfect and pretty. 10 watts, this one does well for me. Next one is one of my more recent, obviously not the newest, but I also purchased the Claret warmer. This warmer is also an element, obviously, that's why it's making it in this video. But this actually, you can't even see the dish when you're looking at it straight on. I really like that. You can't even tell that this is a warmer, so if you're someone who maybe doesn't want anyone to see that you have a warmer going for whatever reason, this is a really pretty piece just by itself. It's so pretty. The detail on this, you can almost see, I don't know if my camera's gonna show it, but there's these little, obviously there's like imperfections. It's been aged. It has these little tiny fractures, these little dings, and the staining. It's very antique-y, if that's a word. You've got your little dings here. It's been aged, and it looks really, really pretty. You have your nice shallow dish here. The hot plate is right in here. This is a little bit smaller of a hot plate. So I actually haven't tried warming this in a really large area. I actually had this in this room here for a bit. So it did perfectly fine in a small bedroom, but I haven't actually tried it in a larger space. But this is a little bit smaller. This dish though is really nice. I like that it is kind of shallow, and it is, I think it's relatively wide, so it's gonna distribute the fragrance, I think, pretty well. I've had decent luck with this, so it's been good. I think this is a 10 watt, if I am not mistaken. This is a 12 watt, so this should work just fine in an open concept area. It's gonna have a nice hot plate, so it should work just fine. And this dish is great. Let me show you in comparison. If I don't break anything. So this is from the Etched copper. This is from the Claret warmer, so you can see it's actually a little bit more shallow, but it's also smaller in size, but that's okay. I haven't had an issue with throw on the Claret warmer. I think probably because it gets a little bit hotter, so it works just fine. But now I'm kind of intrigued and want to move this downstairs. So I think that's what I'll do. I will move this downstairs. I have an open floor plan, so I will have this going, and on my weekly, like what I was warming video, I will update you guys on how this performs in an open room. But I think this should be just fine. It's 12 watts. 12 watts are my favorite. So that is the Claret warmer. Okay, are we ready for the sad womp womp? Oh, my biggest heartbreak. The Southern Hospitality warmer has completely broken my heart. I love this. It is so super cute. I wasted no time in ordering this. As soon as the new catalog was released for spring and summer, I purchased this right away. I love pineapples. I think they're super cute. I think it is the epitome of summer. I just really like it. So this is a 2-piece. Technically it's a 2-piece. I was gonna say 3-piece. Obviously this is element. There's no bulb. You have your heating element is right inside the warmer. And I don't know if maybe that has something to do with it as well. Huh. That just hit me literally right here. So, okay, something that I'm finding, so some of these things have some similarities where you have your hot plate on top of the base, and then you have a dish that actually sits on top of the hot plate. I've had really good luck with this. What I haven't had good luck with is this warmer that has the hot plate actually inside the base. Interesting. But this is a lower wattage as well. This is an 8-watt warmer, and I think that plays into the issue as well. So I don't know if you can see or not because this is all white, but I'm gonna see if I can kind of shine some light here so that you can see the melting point, if you will, of like the bottom of the dish is very small. It's very, very small. I don't see this, like the narrow siding. I think it just keeps all the fragrance really confined, and I feel like it just releases straight up rather than here it releases kind of out. I don't know if any of this is actually accurate. This is just what I feel like is working in my mind. Obviously this has a lid to it, so obviously if you have the lid on, you're not gonna get as great of a throw. So whenever I have had this on, I've had the lid just sitting right next to it so that I can get the most scent throw. It just doesn't throw whatsoever. And I don't know if it's the 8 watts. Obviously, I think that's gonna be an issue. And then I don't know if maybe the plates that are inside the base rather than having a dish, ooh, gonna break something here, having a dish sit right on top of the hot plate. I don't know if maybe that works better. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are. But what I can tell you, this one doesn't perform real great. I love this. It's such a cute piece, and I'm gonna continue to keep it out. It just doesn't perform. No matter what you put in here. I have had, in fact, I had sweet plum pastry in here, and I scooped it out so that I could kind of show you the bottom of the dish here, see how small it is, and what my thoughts are on it without having wax in there. I even had, like I said, I had sweet plum pastry in here. It just didn't throw at all. I had this in the kitchen first, but like I said, I have an open concept, so I couldn't smell anything in there. So I moved this to our office, and it's still just like, it's okay. It's not phenomenal. It's a super cute piece. It just, no matter what you put in it, it just doesn't throw very far. So let me know if you've had issues with this as well. I know the warmer, the hot plate inside does get hot because I've touched it. I thought, well, maybe it's just not getting hot enough. But A, it melts the wax, so I know it's getting hot enough. And B, I've touched it, so I know it's getting hot enough. It's just, A, maybe it needs to get hotter, and B, maybe it just, the design of it isn't super great. I think it's just too maybe narrow. Womp womp. But it is super cute. So let me know if you have this warmer, if you have had the same issues. Yeah. Let me know. This is kind of what my thoughts are on the element warmers. I love them. I love this design. I think they're amazing for bedrooms, especially because you don't have a light that's going to keep you up. They're great if you want to trick your husband into thinking you don't have your warmers on when you actually do. They're really pretty pieces, and Scentsy has come so far from when we first released them. I believe the Zen Rock was our first one, I believe, and it's still available, and it's really, it's cute for like a spa theme. But I mean, look, they've come so far. I mean, how cute is that? It's so cute. And then obviously the butterfly atrium, super, super pretty. So they've definitely come a long ways, and they're so pretty. They're really great to have around the house. but I would definitely be looking into a 12 watt or 10 watt element warmer. So the only bad thing is that in the catalog itself, it doesn't actually state how many watts are in the warmers. So I'm gonna see if you guys have any questions if you're looking to purchase an element warmer. If I don't have it personally, then I don't know how many watts it is, but I can always ask around to see if anybody else knows on my team. So if you have questions, let me know. I hope this video was helpful. I know I've been kind of giving these things a try, and I thought, well, I'm learning from this experience, so I wanted to share it with you guys. Like I said, if you have questions, let me know. As always, I will leave my contact information down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a really great day. I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.